Welcome to the 12th Annual Symposium that we have organized for all of you. And when Agi asked me to help out to the foundation to set up of which direction, what mission to do, I suggested that to Agi that we need a face for the foundation. And that face is Agi Hirshberg. And it's become very, very important for what Agi have accomplished. You saw the mission of the statement of the foundation. And last year we have fulfilled all the mission that Agi and I talk about it for all these times by establishing the center, the Agi Hirshberg Center at UCLA. So what I will do today is basically to tell you more or less where are we right now, both locally and where we are nationally. And I'm only going to cover basically 4 topics. Locally, I'll tell you about the research program, how we have evolved over the last 14 years. And then nationally, where's the seed program that we have, and Agi already told you about more than 30 institutions have participated in our seed grant program. And then one of the key part that I was very, very pleased for the first time in my career, that all the Pancreatic Cancer Foundation organized themselves last July into a national Pancreatic Cancer Foundation Association. And I'll give you the reason and where that mission is going on. And as you probably know, Hirshberg Foundation is the oldest, and we call them the mother hen of the group. And then I'll talk to you about the exciting things, what happened on the annual meeting of the American Pancreatic Association, which have going to have a major impact to what you guys are suffering on pancreatic cancer. Now this is the chart that Agi already showed. On your left is the research arm. On the right is the clinical arm. The clinical arm is basically organized by Tim Donahue and his colleague with Joe Hine. And as you know, the center, which was founded by Dr. Howard Reber, is being renamed as the UCLA Agi Hirshberg Center for Pancreatic Disease. Howard is our director emeritus, and Joe Hine is our leader right now for the whole group. On the right side, I'll be focusing primarily on my short 10 minutes talk on your left side, the research arm, and Tim Donahue and Dr. Joe Hine will talk to you about the clinical arm and the integrated medical practice model of what's occurring at the center today. Through the generosity of Agi and leadership of Howard, they first created the Hirshberg Laboratory. And that laboratory basically have evolved. And currently, the leader of that group is Dr. Guido Eibel. Guido, are you here? Stand up, Guido. He's now taking the leadership of the laboratory from Howard Reber. And from there, Agi then set up the professorship. And Dr. Enrique Rosengard is here. He's our Hirshberg professor for pancreatic cancer. There he is. And then in 2003, 2002, Agi and I discussed that we need to start talking about integrating our program, research program. And I was able to talk to Steve Pandel and Anna Goskaya and the rest of the group, start putting together a program project grant to chase the megabucks from Washington, D.C. And we have been very, very successful. The PO means program project. The first one we have was basically in 2004, and now it's being funded for 10 years, and we basically, program project grant, which called the UCLA Center for Excellent Pancreatic Disease. We completed that program last year, and that program basically brought in Joe Hine, Steve Pandel, Guido, Anna. All of us were working together to try to figure out how basically phytonutrient in diet actually prevent or act on pancreatic cancer. That program, the top, is done after 10 years. It was a $6 million program project that we have spent of the tax money for 10 years. Then after that, more PO1. With each one of these PO1, we're talking about $5 to $8 million funding over 5 years. Guido Eibel is now taking the leadership of trying to understand the diet in targeting induced cancer promoted in animal. After that, Anna Goskaya, if you follow the line, Anna right now is heading another PO1, another $8 million grant, which is supporting about understanding the organelle changes inside the pancreas in relation to pancreatitis. Now, to your right, you'll see two boxes. One is we have a collaborative studies going on with USC in alcohol smoking-induced pancreatic lesion under Dr. Steve Pandel. And on the top of the box on the right, with Dr. Pandel's name, it is for the first time that we now have a translational clinical center under Steve Pandel at Cedars-Sinai. This is 10 centers throughout the whole United States with a funding from Washington, D.C. for $30 million over the next 5 years. And the focus is really try to understand the relationship of pancreatitis, diabetes, and pancreatic cancer. And we are part of that center. UCLA is part of that consortium. Now, on your right to the end is that Dr. Rosengard do have a major grant support from Washington as a core resources that we can use for it. In addition, without the seed grant support from Aggie and the foundation, we will not be where we are with this multi-million-dollar research arm. This is really the largest supported NIH research apparatus in the whole United States. I was informed by Washington only 6 months ago. In addition, our new scientists are in place. Tim Donahue has his own R1. Moad has his own training grant, support grant, and we have Aurelia has our R1. So the next generation following Howard and myself are in place. So the next generation is very, very bright. On top of that is that the seed grant, and you have heard about Dr. Ming is already here. We have funded seed grant right now throughout, not only at medical school. We have dentistry, we have Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, we have including the Department of Energy Center, and we have basically have expanded our seed grant program throughout the whole university. So our approach right now in solving the problem for pancreatic cancer at UCLA become a multidisciplinary and multi-campus activity. Now, turning with that the research arm at UCLA is really doing very, very well, we are now going to focus about what's going on nationally. What is the impact of the Hirshberg Foundation nationally and internationally? The seed grant program, as Aggie already told you, are really the driving force. And we are continuing to fund 6 of them. As you can see, we have now funding including China. And this, we receive about 80 seed grant applications each year. And that's being managed by one of my assistants, Jennifer Carney is here. Jennifer? Jennifer is basically run the whole, manage the program that we go through. We pick all the grant up, 80 of them, assign reviewers nationally, there are 30 people reviewing, and they meet with the committee to sort out which one we're going to fund. Out of that 80, we funded 11. And we wish we could fund more. But our seed grant program is the largest right now for all the foundation in the United States. And I think Aggie's really have to be congratulated, because when she starts seeing that I need to plant the seed so that the flower will bloom. So Aggie, we have made our mission nicely. Now, Aggie, I've shown you this. I've shown this slide because it is a very balanced program. And we have supported, as Aggie said, more than 30 institutions. We have funded over 65 seed grant programs so far, and more to come thanks to your support. Now, this is the North American Pancreatic Cancer Organization. It was formed in July last year. There are 20 non-profit organizations in the United States and Canada. And as of yesterday, I was told there are now 25 of them, 5 of new ones who have come in. And the purpose is basically for all of them to share the mission goal, and so that we can interact and be able to speak with one voice. For example, the $30 million NCI U01 for creating the clinical center throughout the United States will not be going to happen without this group. So it is really very nice to see that the foundation throughout the United States and Canada are now speaking with one voice. And on top of that, then the group then participated on the World Pancreatic Cancer Day in November, which is basically an international pancreatic cancer day that is being celebrated. So we now do have an organization for pancreatic cancer foundations organized similar to the breast, to the lung cancer, prostate. We have a unified society that will be able to articulate our mission. Now, the 46th annual meeting was held in San Diego. There are two major highlights that have major impact to what's happening in this field. The Hirshberg Foundation has always been the opening symposium, and for the last 2 years, it had focused on immunobiology and immunotherapy. The immunotherapy are very exciting right now. You see the listing there, CAR-T and TCR. That's basically T-cell receptors, or you have do chimeric, or you engineer the T-cell. What happened is that you can harvest your own T-cell, take it outside the body, put an engineering approach called chimeric approach, and then put it back to your body to kill the cancer. This is now working on chemical resistant lymphoma and leukemia. And they are right now start working on solid tumor with cancer of the colon and cancer of the pancreas. This is the future. The effect on the lymphoma, 2/3 of the patient with lymphoma who is resistant to chemotherapy responded to this therapy and be able to clean up, basically have cancer-free. So we're hoping that we will be able to move to the solid tumor. That's one of the exciting. A lot of the basic science work has been supported actually by Aggie Hirshberg Foundation to the seed grant. Some of the pioneer people working on this field has been supported by us. The other thing is that one of the highlights of the meeting in San Diego was that pancreatic cancer is not one disease. By genetic analysis, it's now they come out there are 4 different types. And each type have different presentation, have different prognosis, and have different survival rate. So for the first time when we talk about pancreatic cancer, we're not really talking about one disease. It's a multiple heterogeneous disease. And the paper, when it was presented in San Diego last year, we were trying to get hold of the paper, but the manuscript just being published in Nature out of last week. So now we're talking about a disease, how our heterogeneity, genetical model will be able to do that, and the citation is there. Now, the meeting of the American Pancreatic Association, I'm really very pleased because I'm one of the co-founders 46 years ago to start this group. We started with 20 people. Howard River was running it for more than 20 years. And now the meeting in San Diego was the largest one from 23 countries, 500 participants, and over 350 presentations. So with the organization that we have in place and with the foundation that are now supporting us, and the government is now start thinking about this disease, I think the future of solving this problem, based on the mission that Aggie have articulated 18 years ago, I think we're moving towards that direction. So I would like to thank you. Without your help, without your support, we will not be where we are. And I hope you will continue to be dedicated. And thanks for all your contribution to our project. And we will stay connected. And pancreatic cancer research at UCLA is very bright and very complementary to what you guys want to do. Thank you very much.